Trojan Felly, what's up, man? USCJ, and we here. It's the top of the morning. It's the top of the morning. Listen, I hope everybody is getting ready to get up, get out, and make some things happen this morning. Listen, we got to talk about USC's offense, how they performing. Did they perform to your satisfactory over the weekend against Arizona State? Look, we've been talking about the defense the past couple of days, and of course, you guys already know we're gonna get the whole Colorado preview thing rolling. But look, how do you guys feel that USC's offense is performing? They had a couple of PFF grades coming for Caleb Williams and Zachariah Branch, and then we looked at some of the performances over the weekend. How did these guys execute, and how do you guys think the offensive line is gelled together? I just kind of wanted to address that, and one of the things that you guys already know, in my instant reaction right after the game, one of the things that stood out to me was, of course, was Marshawn Lloyd. I mean, Marshawn Lloyd absolutely established himself as that guy. And coincidentally, I was listening to an interview with Marshawn Lloyd after the game, and he just talked about how this was, he did it with Keeley from USCFootball.com. And, not USCFootball.com, USC Athletics. But one of the things that he stood out to me and that he said was that this was the best decision he could have ever made by coming to USC. And one of the things, I did a video about Marshawn Lloyd, when he first came over, and talked about how he was kind of injury prone in the beginning of his season, of the beginning of his career, and how he really never had the opportunity to get it going. And I talked about the fact that South Carolina last year had, according to PFF, had one of the worst pass blocking and run blocking offensive lines in the country. And Marshawn Lloyd was never able to establish his footing, never able to establish himself as the runner that we know he was, coming out of the state of Maryland, a big time running back. We know he had the ability, and I talked about that and showed you guys some of his film, but then showed you what PFF said about South Carolina. Him not really having the opportunity just to display everything that he could display. And so now we see him getting in front of a better offensive line. And I think it's really telling that USC has found a gem in a guy like Marshawn Lloyd. I play running back as well, and I feel like running back is one of those positions that is a rhythm position. I know certain positions, you can rotate out a receiver, you can rotate out, you can even rotate sometime at periods of times offensive linemen, and I know that they rotate running backs, but I truly feel like Marshawn Lloyd, the way he is moving and grooving, and the pop that he had per run, it was absolutely incredible. And I think when you got a guy like that that's in rhythm, and you see a guy like that that's finding his stride, and now he's really getting a feel for the team. He's getting a feel for how the team blocks, how his pass blockers block. And you can really tell the first couple of games, it looked like he was just they were still rotating out backs. Of course, we've seen the freshman Quentin Joyner. We've seen some of Darwin Barlow. We've seen Austin Jones. But I'll be honest with you about this. Marshawn Lloyd showed me a level over the weekend against Arizona State that I really didn't. I mean, I knew he was good, but I just seen a bounce in his step. And my thing is, when you see that bounce, when you see that, how he's able to recognize the hole, how he's able to bounce it out, but how he's able to do it at a quick pace. I think we've seen something different with Marshawn Lloyd, and I give him the MVP of last weekend, the game. And co-MVP, I think, is going to be Brendan Rice. But Marshawn Lloyd showed me Brendan Rice was, of course, the receiver. But Marshawn Lloyd showed me something special. And I want to know from you guys, do you guys think we should establish the run? And we'll get into more of this during the Colorado previews. Do you guys think we should establish the run a lot more? Because Marshawn Lloyd he had 14 carries, 154 yards. And it just seemed like he was just getting going. I mean, the best was yet to come. When you're talking about a guy like that, of course, we don't want to get a guy hurt. We want to preserve a guy. But a team like Colorado, I think we can really use a guy like Marshawn Lloyd. And you guys hit me in the comment section, and you guys tell me what you think about that. But when we look at this offense as a whole, I think pieces are really coming together. Of course, we already stated that we felt like it was an off night for Caleb, and coincidentally, an off night for him is still, oddly enough, still 20 for 20, 20 for 31, 332 yards, averaging a 10.4 yards per play. That's three TDs, and he had a QBR of 69.7. Now, here's the crazy thing. Despite all of that, the 322 yards, Caleb still manages to get a grade of 91.5 by PFF. Unbelievable. He had one of the highest overall grades. And so, look, man, when Caleb is on, really on, and that was just, we considered an off night because we seen him, the bobble ball or whatever with the handoff. But look, man, Caleb is still the best quarterback in the country, taking a lot less snaps than a guy like Michael Penix, and as a result, Michael Penix has more yards. But I'm gonna tell you right now, Caleb is that guy. Caleb is that guy that continues to move and groove. He is that guy that continues to make this whole thing flow in the direction of championship football. And I just think that with him having a 91.5 on what they consider to be an off night, I think it's very telling, man. You guys can hit me in the comment section. And so Caleb Williams, like I said, 322 yards. I think that speaks volumes. Him, both of these guys, Marshawn Lloyd and Caleb Williams, both of them being from the DMV area, very familiar with you guys, with each other. And we look at Austin Jones. What he had over the weekend was 3 carries for 36 yards. And those were the only 2 running backs that we've seen. But I got to admit, as far as the offense goes, I really think we found a running back that's, I mean, when you're talking about feeding the running back, and I love all these guys. I've been a big guy for Quentin Joyner, big guy for as far as the love is concerned for Darwin Barlow. But when I see what Marshawn Lloyd did over the weekend, it seems like it just put this offense in another space, another place, to where it could be even more dangerous than what we already thought it would be. And crazy and oddly enough, explosive as our offense was last year, Travis Dye, as good as he was, you talking about a whole nother level when you're talking about size, power, and speed. I mean, Marshawn Lloyd just has that type of gear, man. You guys can hit me in the comment section. Here's the $1 million question I got for you guys. Should we narrow it down? I know some people say we want to rotate the backs to keep everybody fresh. But should we be more consistent? Should we have ran Marshawn Lloyd more, possibly, and control the clock? Should we do that with Colorado? Run Marshawn Lloyd more while he's feeling good. I mean, the guy is absolutely feeling good. I looked at him in his, as I stated, his post-game interview, and I just truly believe that he wanted the ball a lot more as well. You guys can hit me in the comment section. I want to look at some of these numbers over the weekend, and as it relates to the offense. And here's another one. Brandon Rice. He's established himself. Has he established himself as one of the number 1 receivers? Now, you guys already know, I stated plenty of times that Taj Washington has been, the past few years, the most consistent wide receiver for USC. I mean, arguably, he has. But here's the $1 million question. Brandon Rice went 7 for 133. I mean, that's big time. That's a 19 yard average, and then his long was 43 yards. Should Brandon Rice be the guy, the go-to guy? Or, here's another question. Mario Williams got the start. But I want to know from you guys, Mike Jack, here he went for 2 for 30, and then Mario Williams with 2 for 16. Should Mike Jack be starting? This is a real question. Should Mike Jack be starting over Mario Williams? That's the question. And I'm not here to throw shade. I love Mario. But there was a couple of drop balls, and it's been kind of it's been kind of, I don't know. I don't know what needs to happen. But Mike Jack seems to be that guy as far as consistency is concerned when you're talking about wide receivers. Brendan Rice, Zachariah Branch, Taj Washington, Mike Jack, and even Dorian Singer. You want to see him even a little bit more as well. So look, you guys can hit me in the comment section. And this offense as a whole is still moving and grooving. I want you guys to understand something here. Every game this season, this offense has put up, except one game, over 50 points. I mean, you're talking about one of the number one offense still in the country. 56-28 against San Jose State, 66-14 against Nevada, 56-10 against Stanford. And then, by the way, Stanford had a neck and neck game last weekend against Arizona. And then Nevada had a neck and neck game against Kansas the week before. Kansas, ironically, is one of the big time teams in the Big 12. They got a chance to really go after the Big 12 conference this year. And then, of course, the 42 points we put up against a team like ASU. So, look, you guys can hit me in the comments on this. USC has scored pretty much over 50 points. They're averaging 50 points a game, and one of the most explosive offenses in the country. And we're not even scratching the surface yet. We really just found out that we've always had a running game, but we really found out a different level within our running game. I'm giving my MVP to Marshawn Lloyd for this game. As I stated before, 14, 154. You guys can hit me in the comment section. And listen, let me finish off on this, because I'm hearing a lot of people. As I close on the offense, just briefly talking about the offense, I hear a lot of people talking about our defensive line is not going to be, our defense is not going to be able to handle, and this is all I'm going to say about this, handle Notre Dame. Do you guys forget that we have a better, more upgraded defensive line? I want you guys to think about this, than we did last year. We beat Notre Dame last year with the same running back that they have right now, estimate. Do you guys remember that? And so I want everybody to remember that USC beat Notre Dame with a less aggressive group as far as on the defensive line. I want that to sink in your head and really think about that. And we got guys right now that are absolutely attacking. USC is leading the country right now. And I said I wasn't even going to talk about defense, but leading the country right now with tackles for losses. And I mean, these guys got all of these sacks. But we'll get into that. You guys already know I'm coming with I'll be coming this week with the Colorado preview. I got a couple of previews. I'm probably going to do a Colorado preview 1, preview 2, and preview 3. But look, you guys hit me in the comment section. Who was your MVP from the offensive side of the ball? You guys let me know. I'm going with Marshawn Lloyd. You guys already know where you can find me. It's USCJ32 on Instagram, USCJ32 on Twitter. Until later on, everybody stay blessed. Fight on, fight on, fight on.